Welcome back. GrimJahk here, and continuing to work on my Agrarian Skies 2 early basics. Right now I am continuing on with my factory, and sometimes big trees leave little remnants, and that one's up out of my reach, so I'm not going to bother with it right now. But I'm working on the factory again, and now I repositioned some of the stuff. I'm still working out all of the exact placements and details, but you can see I have materials that from early on what I threw in there. These are all loaded with power and nothing to grind up. But I was messing around down below and I started doing some kind of scary stuff. So I built myself a platform, and I'm back to recording in case I do something stupid and walk off into the void. But we'll see what happens. So, working on the factory. My short-term goal, again, getting everything up and running. I made all of that nice and tall so that I can walk around underneath it. I don't know if I could still walk underneath bars here, but I'm going to move these. The dolly is your friend. And I'm going to put them like so. Let's see, is that going to do what I wanted it to do? Okay, yeah, I'm going to... not exactly what I wanted, but I'll make it work. Okay, so, yes, musical barrels. Put it like that. Nothing should be filtering from here into here. Good. So the pipes will come in, dump stuff out the top, and then I'm going to run some filters and servos out the back. Let's go ahead and put those in place right now since I've got all my item ducts. That is the easy way to do it right now. I can't jump up there. And then just to make it all pretty, and then take some here, 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 and there. So I'm going to put my filters on, and I want my filters, whoops, no, and I want my, let's come around here and let's get one of each and go there, there, and there. So I want you to whitelist gravel. I want you to whitelist sand. And I want you to whitelist dust. And you know what? I'm forgetting that the stuff has to come out again. So if it's coming out, it's going in the top, out the back, but hold on a second. I read something earlier. Whoops, let's go in here and go with flux. I read something earlier about an item duct of some sort that also carried flux plated item, fluctuating, transfers item, and RF. So, how do I make that? Oh, I've got to use a fluid transposer on an item duct. Fluid transposer. Whoop. There we go. Fluid transposer. Copper gears, redstone, fluid transporters, which means I need a magma crucible as well in order to grind the stuff up. Yeah, it's within my reach. Do I want to do it yet? Am I too focused on it all being pretty? Or do I... Okay, so I have bottom, back, top, front. For now, I'm going to go for... For now, I'm going to go for smart. I'm not going to bother with fancy yet, but yes, it's coming. So the export will happen out the front. It's going to look kind of messy, but for now, I think that's all I can do. And I need to make more extraction. Okay, so I'm using the basic level servos to move stuff out of the barrels into, and this should start almost immediately. And I was right. So it's going to start filling them up, but they're not going to do anything yet. And the reason for that is they have no power, but it will fill them up, and as soon as they fill up, they will stop asking for materials. So let's see, you're at 12, you're at 16, okay, so these were generally quantities of one set, because that's all I had, except sand. I think sand I doubled up on, which is why it's over. I still don't have any input into the back of these yet, which I will shortly, and I do not have power to my sieves, but this should be stopping right at about 60 and 60 and change. Actually, it looks like I've got a little more than 60, but let's see what happens. So 56, you're already at 64. Now it's going to kick it back, and they will probably show as backstuffed. Yep, that's what the red is. The red means backstuffed. And as soon as these empty out and start to work, then they will continue back in. So that is a method that they use to cut down on lag. If I was running a server, I wouldn't be using the clear item ducts. I would be using the other one. The solid item ducts, when I'd be using them for another reason. The opaque ones do not require the hardened glass, so you don't need the obsidian to do it. Just a piece of lead and 2 pieces of tin. It's going to run less lag. It's just not as pretty. It's not fun watching it's not as fun watching all the stuff go flying around. So now I need to run my how do I want to do this? Do I want to run it? Let's see. If I were to add, you know what I could do? Yeah, I could do that. I don't know. Let me think about it a second. I'm trying to think of a creative way to run the cobble from downstairs that just would add to this rather than distract from it. So I'm going to pause for a second here in the recording, and I'm going to go beat up on, let's not do that. I'm going to beat up on the things in my head called brain cells and figure out what it is that I think will look the best. I've already redesigned this a couple times, and we'll see where it goes from there. I will be right back. Back again. I just realized one of the things that I had done earlier was I had taken my my large combined chest, and I had pulled out a piece of it and replaced it with that strong box you see. The reason for that is when you have 2 chests side by side, items like auto packager and even the item ducts see them as two separate inventories. The top three will be one inventory and the bottom three will be another. So what would happen was the auto packager would only grab and combine items from the bottom three rows. So that didn't work. So I went and made myself a reinforced strong box. It has the same capacity, but now this sees every aspect of this and doesn't and will then allow it to function properly. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff that is in the way, like this, and hit shift, glowstone. Whoops, too much stuff, not enough room. All right, do that, come back over here. Okay, so I'm going to be working at cleaning up some of my halfway done stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and yes, I derp real hard sometimes. I was thinking, for some reason, I was counting that I needed 4 inputs, or 4 points of contact on the sieves, and the reality is I only need 3. I need in, out, and power. Not in, out, and power. So, I'm sure several of you already saw that and figured it out, but nonetheless. So, we have here, it's done. I now have, I happen to think it's pretty cute. I've got my stone coming up from below. Geronimo! Poof. Stone is, I upgraded this barrel because I was derping, and I had originally put a reinforced servo, but that was spitting these things out so fast that they were cluttering up and making a mess. So now I have a regular servo, and I have it set to its lowest setting because I am filling 3 machines probably faster than, probably just a little slower than they are consuming it. And so if it gets to the point where this is falling behind, I can make that adjustment. I put a off switch on the power to the sieves. They're now going. You can see the snow. And it's now fully operational. All of the cobblestone going up top rather than over here is a potential problem because I can't run out of lava. So what I may have to do is switch this around here and put the servo, the reinforced servo back in because it will do round robin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got 8. But I already knew that, so I don't know why I'm counting. Let's go upstairs and take a look at how it's doing. And I was also incorrect about the overall height, but I like that it reaches up over the top because I can walk underneath this one. So every time I see it over there, I think it's a creeper. All right, so as you see, stone comes up, comes over, comes down, goes over into the back. I have a filter to limit to cobblestone only, here, here, and here. And here is spitting out both gravel and sand. Sand goes up, gravel goes over, sand and dust. I walked through all of this once before. Since down there is a barrel that will only accept cobblestone, none of the gravel, sand, or dust tries to go down. It just comes over like it's supposed to. Initially, when I set this up, these were not locked, so all of the cobblestone from downstairs came up and went whee right in there. So I just spent some time juggling around a large quantity of, well, 64 stacks of cobblestone. And here we go. Let's see how this is doing. Alrighty then. So all of my ores are loading up. What am I missing? I am missing broken platinum right now. Broken platinum and and crushed platinum. And that is all I'm missing, because that would give me the 9 sets of 3 and fill this up. And if I'm probably going to have to interrupt this shortly, because I'm going to turn the power off on this again, because I still don't have a way to get the ores out of that yet. And the minute I get 3 of each of the 9 ore types, that chest will become a block, and no more materials will be pulled out and dumped in. So they have a full load of power. See, the bone meal shouldn't be sitting there. This is probably, it sees this as full. Why isn't redstone being pulled out? Redstone is supposed to be over here. Do I not have... That's what happened. I didn't have this locked, so it didn't know to put it there. Yeah. That little piece is starting to bother me. And my tree farm is taking a nap, so I'll put that in and go get this fixed. And my charcoal production is doing well. And my come here, you. And I throw this back in here, and it will sit there quite happily. Unfortunately, it doesn't pull the tool back out and restock itself. I wish that it would pull the tool out, restock itself, and know that I want a pizza and call and order one up for me, but I know that it won't. So I just got to make do with what I got. At this point, I don't want that in there. Put that over here. Let's see, what I need to do is I need to start working on moving some of this over. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to do some juggling again, because now I need to get the I need to automate the materials going downstairs. You know what? I shouldn't have dropped down yet. That platform's going to go away. I'm just putting it there as a... It's just there right now as a quick method for me to get from one place to the other. And I want this... Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to need that to come come down here. Yeah, I'm going to end up taking a peek at going back to my other my original game and seeing how I did that. I know that I had I got power right there under that. Poop. Well, I'll move it down and over so that the cycle will go direct, because I want certain materials. Yeah, this is not going to work. I need... Yeah, you're dumping straight into there faster. Oh, no, this is about to overload. So as soon as it overloads, then these will not be hurting. So yeah, I'm good. I was also briefly looking at the speed upgrade for to go along with this to pull more cobblestone per shot, but it's pulling very rapidly. The speed upgrade is going to cost me way too much redstone at the moment that I just do not have. I may do it later, may not. We'll see what happens. But for right now, I'm going to focus on setting up and implementing the auto packager and getting, ooh, I need power for the auto packager. So do I want to stick with the solar, except I'm going to have a roof? I can just have a hole in the roof. I could do that. Okay, see, now I'm getting my broken platinum. So all I need now is platinum gravel, and I'm hosed, or crushed platinum. So, yeah, I'm glad I interrupted it, but it still has a little bit that it's doing. Oh, and another big tree. Wow, I am now convinced that it's not just luck on the map. Not just me and, oh, nice, it got rid of that. It's not just me and luck because of YouTube. I am reasonably convinced that it is set to higher than normal spawn rates of monster trees, because the coincidence just doesn't match up for me. And as I said before, you now have access to the soybeans, so take advantage of them. Get them, spend your first 2 emeralds. That particular recipe on the beef Wellington will possibly be nerfed. It would not surprise me. It is overpowered for, what it does. It's basically the same as, a near endless supply of, where did they go? Oh, I put them in here, I think. Nope. Where did my sausage sandwiches go? Oh, there it is. Sausage in bread. I mean, look at that. 8 shanks, 10 saturation. And that's exactly the same as the beef Wellington. So, and since that's the case, I might as well just go ahead and have one now, because I need it. And boom. Okay, yes. And okay, I'm going to start working on the auto packager, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the regular servo set at the lowest setting certainly cannot keep up with the 3 pulverizers. This one is loaded up, not a problem, but the other 2 are suffering, so I am going to up this to 4, and we will see if that allows it to keep up. It is now sending through pairs and chunks, and good. I moved the auto packager, and that is now, I haven't done the full plumbing for it, but what happens is, as long as it continues to operate, there will always be even numbers in even allotments, and it will grab them, leaving room for other things to fall in their place. All it takes is 1 empty spot for the sorting chest, which is connected to this entire bank, to immediately drop any and all items straight in. It's an instant transition. I still have these 4 here and room for 4, 5, 6 more, because what I have a feeling I'm going to do is a mob drop tower here to automatically generate some mob drops, and I want to keep all of my barrels, all of my sorting barrels in one convenient setup. This is still going to be my compacting drawers. Like I said, I'm going to put a smeltery downstairs, and that will allow me, whoops, I can do this. I always use the pickaxe, and I keep forgetting that this is the faster way. There we go. And so now it's, oh, that's the other problem, because I switched over to the regular servo instead of the, you know what, I'm going to go grab that one and put it back. The hardened servo, because the hardened servo will, or reinforced servo, will allow round robin, which will be smarter overall. And I can still leave the lower volume, but it will have the, do that, put that on, drop it down. I do not want it sending full stacks. Come on. Nope. There we go. Shift makes it go faster. And we will set it to round robin. We will set it to ignored. And actually, let's go ahead and make it. Oh, yeah, it's going to send them much faster, too. So leave it at 2. 1. Oh, it's sending them so much faster. Blarg. Okay, well, let's see what happens. I don't really think it's going to be an issue, but let's take a look and watch and see what happens. I'm wondering, on the servo, because I jumped a step, so I went from servo to reinforced, but can this do... Internal redstone control. Internal redstone. Yeah, they all have the internal redstone control. So it goes from 3 seconds to 2 seconds to 1 second. But, all right, let's just try a hardened servo. That's going to be Invar, redstone, glass and iron. Yeah, there is no way that this is just luck for me. As every time I look over there, there's another one. So I am now reasonably convinced that oops, wrong one. That this is anything but a coincidence. I need iron nuggets and glass. Glass is right there. And there we go. Now let's go try that and see if, yeah, I could have gone down the ladder, but plummeting is so much more fun. All right, no, not that kind of plummeting. All right, let's, yeah, it won't let me. I just have to pull it off that way, put that on, and it does not allow me to choose round robin. Foo. So we'll do that. It'll send out stacks of 4 on a 1 increment, 2 second increment, so it's going to be sending it out faster than the original was, but not so much faster than that. You know what? Even at the 1 second, yeah, see, is it keeping caught up or is it overloading? Because some of it's coming back. See how some of it comes down and then bounces back up? So that's telling me that it's overstuffing, but that wasn't horrible. Well, I'm going to take half of the stack out of each one of these. And we'll watch it for a minute and see how it, see if it behaves. So for the next few minutes, all material should come in, hit, stop, not bounce. Except that it's not doing round robin again. It's going to fill this one first. Well, if it fills this one first, that means that dust is going to be my highest consistent priority, which is actually a good thing. but it means that the second priority will be sand, and sand is not, while it's very useful for the Elorium and the Certus quartz, it's not as important ultimately as all of the other stuff that comes with the, you know, the diamonds, the emeralds. The coal is important. Those to me are fairly critical. Yeah, I'll leave it that way. Let's just see if that, well, no, now it's just gravel coming out. I took half of the other stacks. This one is now filling up. This one is staying full. Let's see how we do. These are going to bounce back up and come around over here. And I never, after taking out half the stack, it never made it all the way down to 0. But let's see if the number starts going back up again, because I shouldn't. That's gravel coming out. Good. So nothing should be coming back out. 34, 38, 37. All right, you know what? I think this might be working. I think this might be good. So I see 64 there, 62 there, and this is going up, but it's not going overboard. Let's keep an eye on it, because if it does completely fill up and go overboard, and I start seeing a lot of them bouncing around, I can always back it down. Am I running 2? I think I'm running, yeah, I'm running 4. Yeah, see, that's one single one that bounced. That means that it took 3 of the 4 and bounced 1 back, or 1 of the 2 and bounced 1 back. And then the leftover bounces to the point where then this one is just sitting here. So I haven't added anything. I haven't taken anything away. It's at 42, and it's slowly getting some material. Part of it is when I took off the reinforced servo, there was still a bunch floating through the system. So now I need to see how it's all coming together and which ones are going to keep popping through. So again, I haven't dropped below half before it starts to restock. I think I found the magic number. So for this setup, the way it's going right now, I think, and that's always scary, I think it's golden. All right, and we have lots of materials here. You are finally all caught up. The only problem I think right now with this is, is the fact that on a solar power 1, I am not getting enough backup power to maintain operations through the night. I will have to, and this doesn't matter if it fills up because nothing else is going in it. So as long as none of these hit 64, I'm okay for now. I need to go to sleep through the night. And again, I've done it. I've lost track of time. We are just over 30 minutes, and the factory is, I think it's a win. I'm happy with it. There's only 1 or 2 things I need to do, and that is automate the secondary processing of the ore sand and ore gravel. And I need to get the smeltery going. So I will be turning that back on. And it's snowing. And we shall, happy with that. And since this is hitting 128 and locking up, these should all be full as well. So good, it is doing its job there. Yeah, see, it's as soon as it stops there, that means the materials, yeah, we're good. All good. And this chest is here just because I was doing downstairs stuff and over there, and I was just carrying extra crap that I didn't want to carry. So, put down a Sora ingest. That's the way to do it. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. And as usual, please give me some feedback. Let me know what you like or don't like. Ideas, questions, thoughts. And I greatly appreciate you taking your time to come and watch me. Goodbye.